Darkness of Man. Eric, I hope you don't mind. We're going to do a quick mini review of this. It's currently out right now as we're recording. It's available on digital May 21st. On June 4th, it'll come out on DVD. It's directed by James Cullen Bresek, and it stars Jean-Claude Van Damme as a former Interpol operative. He lives in Koreatown, and he's sworn to protect the son of an informant who was killed 10 years ago. That informant was also his, so it seems like he was romantically involved with her, but she, for some reason, knew that she possibly would be killed, and she was killed. That's not a spoiler. That's the beginning of the movie. So in the years since, he has been taking care of the son, who's now grown up to be a very misbegotten, rebellious youth, understandably so, because he thinks his mother was either a drug addict or very corrupt. He has misapplied. He has no idea the true story of his mother, and that's sort of the fault of Russell Hatch, played by Jean-Claude Van Damme, because even though he's the son's protector, he doesn't tell anything to the teenage son. That is the premise of Darkness of Man. When the son is now, he's sort of in his mid-teenage years, he is being recruited by his own family in Koreatown to join the family business, to become a criminal, but also there is a possible Russian influence who might be going into this Korean-led Koreatown gang turf, so there might be a gang war brewing. Caught in the middle is the son, and caught in the middle is Russell Hatch, played by Jean-Claude Van Damme. Darkness of Man co-stars Christiana Loken from Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. She plays the concerned love interest of Russell Hatch. Eric Holmes, your thoughts on Darkness of Man? Is it a JCVD banger, or is it right down the middle for you?
I think it's a pretty good one. We recorded the thing, so I don't know what's already gonna be out there. And
it's not gonna be out there. We're this is new. This is fresh.
Oh, okay. Well,
fresh.
In that case, I'll just repeat myself.
Repeat yourself.
Recently, like within the last 10 years or so, pretty much ever since JCVD came out, Jean-Claude Van Damme's been kind of making this kind of turn towards like action adjacent, but leaning more on drama. And this is definitely one of those. It's more of a dramatic thriller than it is an action movie, although it does have some action in it. And you just get to watch, Jean-Claude Van Damme be introspective and kind of dark and brooding as he does in a lot of his recent movies. And I kind of like Jean-Claude Van Damme in that kind of wheelhouse. I love the cast in this. You got Zach Ward, who was, what's his name in A Christmas Story? Scut Farkus. Okay. Didn't even recognize him at all. Like I was like, oh, okay, there's the Russian guy. Oh wait, that's Zach Ward, son of it. All right, cool. Sticky Fingers shows up in it, not nearly enough, in my opinion. Should have been in more. In fact, in the interview, Sticky Fingers like, I should have had a fight scene with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and I was like, yes, you should have. That would have been awesome. Shannon Doherty shows up for 5 seconds.
Plays a teacher.
Yeah. And Cynthia Rothrock plays a nurse.
Yep.
And it's got like these like weird kind of cameos in it where it's like,
yeah.
Oh, that person is that Cynthia Rothrock? What the? And then probably one of the best cameos ever in Eric Roberts. And I'll just leave it at that. Because if I say anything, it'll literally give away the entire cameo. But it was just like one of those, like I'm watching it, and the scene is like a nothing scene. Like you could have completely cut that scene out. But I'm just watching the movie, and it's like, oh, that guy in the background looks like Eric Roberts. Yeah. Oh, that is Eric Roberts. And then it moves on. But that's all like that's all like kind of fun stuff with the movie. The movie itself is, dramatic thriller. And it's a pretty good one. If you like Jean-Claude Van Damme and you like him in these kind of old guy dramatic roles, this is another one of those and worth watching. And if you don't like those kind of movies, then this isn't going to pull you into the fold, so to speak.
We also have to mention Darkness of Man is highly inspired by the film noir classics from the 40s and 50s, specifically The Maltese Falcon, The Lady in the Lake. There's a lot of talking in front of the camera stuff. And also there is a really nice visual flourish film sequence that's inspired by a Children of Men sequence where you actually see Jean-Claude Van Damme doing a fight through the POV of the little kid, the teenager, inside a car. So you're actually inside the car with the kid, and he's watching I think maybe in a circular motion. I don't know how they cut that, Eric. It looks really good.
It's just you're basically watching the whole fight scene from the back seat of a car through the front window. It's weird to say because it's not the most like flashy fight sequence, but just the way they set the camera up, I loved it because it's kind of it definitely does a great job. Imagine sitting in the back seat of a car and all of a sudden a fight breaks out between an old man and like a bunch of ninjas or dudes or whoever he's fighting. It's kind of like what the hell's going on? You know, it definitely puts you in the spot, and it's I love that. I love that shot. I love that scene.
Yeah. It's a good straight ahead drama, and I think in your interview,
I don't want to oversell it because it's not like a big, a big set piece or anything. It's just you're watching two people fight from inside of a car, but just that context and setup, I think it helps that scene a lot.
definitely, and it's not a throwaway showy sequence because it makes sense within the context of the story. So it's probably the movie's flashiest shot, but it works with it works within the context of the story. Darkness of Man, I enjoyed it, had a good time. Digital May 21st, again on DVD June 4th. I'm giving it 3.5 stars. Eric, what about you?
I believe I gave it the same thing. Yes, 3.5, and that sounds about right.
3.5 stars for me and Eric for Darkness of Man.